So, what did you actually do over the string? Okay. So, from what you read, what did you understand by the string? And do you have any? Just try to explain in brief. Okay. Okay. So now, yes, to save time, the other day I explained that we have a different data type, the data type we have, and all this data type, we have a boolean, we have a string, we have a date, we have a list, tuple, set, dictionary. Uh, so what we want to do is we want to take those data type one after the other to explain them. But the most important thing is each of them have some sort of functions. And when we talk about the functions, that they have functions like, for example, now, if you are driving a car, you have the steering. The steering performs the function of controlling the vehicle so that you're able to change direction. Then the tire has its own function, and inside the tire, there are so many other things that couple together that have various functions. Now, when we talk about string, we are not talking about how can you manipulate the content of the string. So string now have different methods that we can use to manipulate it. And let's start. Let me say string.js. Sorry, I was working with JavaScript before. Py. So let's say this is what we have. Let's say we are going to be using uh, snake is snake form naming conversion. So which is we have camel case, we have upper camel case. So let me say uh, welcome message is equal to welcome to Python program. So and I told you, is either you can use a double or you use a single. So it will take it. I don't know why this guy is just naming the this. Oh, because string is a reserved word. So let's try to have a different file. String demo. Can you see it? So if I want to print, I can say print welcome message. Uh, string demo dot even if I say string demo, see, supposed to string demo dot py. Welcome to this. So now let's go over the method. What method do we have to manipulate all this content of a string? Because there are times that you want to do a lot of manipulation. So I'm going to walk you through the method now to manipulate the content of the string. And this one is just assigning a variable to a string, which is this, which is what we just done now. So and we can have a multiple line string. You understand? Instead of having this one, I can say introduction uh, is equal to uh, and I begin. This is going to be interesting training. We are glad to have the instructor on board. We are writing multiple line. I'm just using my tab to move it so that it will be in order. You understand? And so this is a multiple line, and if we print introduction, we see the result. Can you see it? That we actually have the multiple line, and that is what they are talking about. In case we need to have a multiple line string. Likewise, we can use a single quote instead of a double quote. So when they talk about a string, they are what? Array. So when we talk about array start from zero index. So one of the functions that we can use to manipulate the string is to use the array. So for example, if we said, I don't want to print this, let me comment it. Let's say from the first letter of the word, we want to know, let's say there is a method that we can use to know how many letters do we have in a string. So if I say length welcome message, so this one will give us the total number of the character we have. So there are times that you want to get a particular portion of the string. Sorry, you understand? We want to get a particular portion of a string. Let's say you want to get the first character of a string. You understand? That is, you use the identifier of the string. You not send to zero. Hey, you understand? So which means that it will give you what? W. But if you say uh, is 0 into 4, let's see it. The first three, yes. So it will not print. It will print the first this thing, but it will stop at 4. It will not print the 4. Yes. So which, because it starts from 0, you understand that's 0, 1, 2, 3. So it will stop at what? 3. So likewise, if you do something like this, if you do something like this, say -4, if you want to get the last character of a string, last 4, no, I think what it does is from that -4 downward, from the head down, it will remove the last 4, then give you the, you understand what it does? It remove the last 4, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will not give you from that one to the end. You understand? Now let's try to say from 5 so that we see what will happen. Can you see it? You start here, the bed stop at 4. Instead of it to get it to the last, you stop at, if I say 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it actually starts from, if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So it will now start from here till here. You understand? Hmm. So there are times that what of if you want to get the last 4 character of a string, the last character of a string. Let's say, okay, I want to get the last one. Let's say from let's say from here. If I put a -4, let's see what will happen. M. So ym, that is it actually give us the last 1, 2, 3, 4. That is what it does. You understand? But let's say here, can you see it? So if you say -4, put this, that is from -4, it will give you to the end. You understand? That is from the last, that means if you want to get the last four character of a string. But if I want to get the last two character of a string, can you see it? So if I want to get if I want to get the first four character, I mean the first four character of a string, I can come like this. So it's opposite. First four will give you this because it has to be from 0 to 4. Can you see it? From 0 to 4. You understand? These are just different way that you can use to get manipulate the thing. See, you are going to need all these things when you come to programming because nobody will tell you when you have a problem that you need to actually do it. Uh, you have to think yourself. You have to think yourself about it. You understand? Uh, so these are just a different manipulation of a string. If I say, okay, give me the last four character of it, let me tell you something. There was a program I wrote. I was given 16 digits. They call it CIN. I work with Eco Electricity that time. They call it a customer identification number. So every house is have this number because it attached to your meter. And they now say that when certain things change, uh, they say when there are values that constitute this number. You understand? They have phone number. They have so when you see that 16 digits, they explain what digit one represent phone number, another one represent appraiser, the other one represent house number. You understand? So now the other one represent transformer. So they now say, okay, when you now change a transformer from one place to another, you understand? They say when you change a transformer, they want to change, for example, if the transformer is now 3 4, and they already tell us that the string, the transformer is at position, let's say 4 to 5. You understand? Which means that any character between 4 to 5 here, let's say 1 2 3 4, let's say 95 is the character of the transformer before. We want to change it to what? This. All you need to do is to split the string, replace this one, and then because you can't replace 49 directly, even though we have a method that replace that have 49. In case we still have 49 here, that means you go and replace 49 49. Mhm. So all you need to do is locate the position. Since you already know the position, cut out this one, save it to another string, cut out this one, save it to another string, then replace this one, then join the three together. You understand? So that is one way. So if you look at here, for example, we want to loop through, but I'm still going to treat you a loop. We want to print all the character of the string one after the other. I can say for X and welcome message. I can say print X. So it will print them one, 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 one. There are cases where maybe you want to extract consonant from a string. You want to perform something on each of the string. Maybe you want to get which of the character repeated in a string. So most of the time you used to look through each of the character in a string to see. Maybe you want to count the number of occurrences of a character in a string. You understand? We are coming to that. I'm going to, because when you get to, for example, I told you that a map, I mean, dictionary has keys and value. You understand? We can create a dictionary that will now have, let's say, word count. I'm just giving you an instance. I'm not saying that you should work on it now. I can say W, right? I can say two. I can say E. I can say one. You understand? Maybe when we count this, we will now begin to replace all the value. That is one of the use case where we can use this guy. Hmm. And length of a string, checking string. At times we want to see. whether if a particular character exists in a string. You understand? That is when we use in. We can say if every if statement will evaluate to true or false. If you have if statement, I can say if uh or I can say go ahead here. I can say uh print uh test in this. I want to test. It will print what? Is it that true or false? We are trying to test. Is test in what? Message. Do you get it? I need to comment this. You see, it says false, right? But if I put Python, if I put Python, you see, it gave us what? False. Yes, that you see, that is it. That is one thing I want you to take note. That you see this in actually text for case sensitive. You understand? We when there are times that we can convert the this thing. So if you use lowercase, we can use dot lower to convert this. So I just want you to understand this, but not just this if is telling you that if free in what text, you should print what this. So if you have something like this, let's say we just copy and we bring it here. We now say okay, s print not present. So which means that you understand? Yes, free is present. Do you get it? So if I say test, you see not present. Say you get it. You see, to understand all these things, once you understand it, when we get to where you check, you see this one is in, the other one is what? Not in. We have in, but in my square, you call it have in now, didn't you have? We have in, we have not in. You understand? So they behave the same way, but my square does is not case sensitive. So it's actually as long as whether it's in capital letter or lower, it will actually check for it. Now we got to when we slice a string. We've covered this one already. Two to the end. Hmm. Negative index. You just know that a negative index start uh from the back. It will start from the front. If you just try to practice it, the essence of it is for you to understand it. This one we change to uppercase. We change to what? We can remove white spaces between the strip, because if there are other spaces, for example, if we have let me say, let's say this welcome message, let's push Python. Can you see it? You know, the string and string is not supposed to be like this. I can say print, I can say a formatted message is equal to, you understand? I can print a formatted message, but it doesn't really mean that it will remove. But how can we remove all this space when you have a spaces like this in a string? Because it doesn't strip it the way we want it to strip. You understand? Strip any white space from the beginning. It only work with white space from the beginning. You understand? So if you now go there now, so in case you have a white space from the beginning, we expect, so it will still strip it, it will remove all those white space. You see, there is no white space from the beginning. You understand? But there is another method that we can use to uh, remove all the white, whether it is white space, this and that. We are coming. I'm going to show you. Then you see this. We can say a dot what replace h. So which means that hmm, let me tell you another thing. Let me say test message is equal to testing Python programming. Hmm. I say test message dot replace, comma, replace it with w. So let me see. If I print a text message, I want to show you something there. Do you see that you still have text? It doesn't change, right? Why? This is because string is immutable. You can't just change a string like that. You understand? If you perform any function, or you will see when we get to map, I mean dictionary, tuple, list, you will see that if we issue a method on them, it will change the content directly and we can print this. You understand? But any immutable object, you can't issue a method directly. An immutable object always creates a copy. All this method return a different copy. It doesn't affect the content itself. It just make a copy. So if you want it to affect the content, you have to say test is equal to test dot what? Test message dot replace t with what? W. So that it will now hold a new value. Or otherwise, if otherwise you can say test message, you can create a variable updated is equal to this. You get the gist. But if you want it, it means that you need to say test this. Remember, this test is holding this value, a copy of this value. Is any immutable object, any method you perform on, please take note, any method you perform on any immutable object, always, if the method returns something, it always hold a copy of, a clone copy of what? The original one. So it will not affect the content directly. So let's see it now. Can you see it now? So that's what I want you to take note here. Here they may not explain such things here. So split method return or a list. Uh, can you see it? If I want to split. Now, assuming I want to test each word, I want to count how many sentences, how many words do we have, not character. The other time I told you that if I want to count the character, I say for let me say ch in text message, print ch, right? It will actually give me all the character in that string. You understand? But if I say text message dot, if I say text message dot what? Split. If I put something there, space, that means there is space here, right? There is space here. It will split it into space and print each sentence, each word. Do you get it? So instead of printing each character now, it will now print word by what? Word. Can you see it? Can you see it? It start from let me say let me do something so that you will see where it starts from. It start from. You see it? It actually print word by what? Word. There are cases whereby let me give you more example. Let me give you more example. Let's say employee salary is in a string, and we now say the salary is somebody take 5,000, somebody take what 2,000, somebody take 3,000, somebody take what 4. Now let's assume that I want to add a bonus. I want to add a bonus of 2,000 to every number. You understand? So if I say for salary in what employee salary, employee salary is in a string. This one will give me, if you look at, if I print this one will just give me all the character. Can you see it? But I want you to give me each employee salary, which is this or this or this. So I can now say that salary dot what? Split. Split. What do you want to split it, comma? Because I want to split it with what? Comma. Here, they are trying to split it with what? With comma 2 here. So it's possible that it's not comma you have. You have something like this. Even if you have something like this, look at it too. Even if you have something like this, you understand? It will not take comma, it will take this one as a single unit. This one, even with the comma, it will take it as a single unit. Let's try to print it. Can you see it? Because we said is to split with comma. If I go ahead to say split with this, can you see it? It take it as a single unit. Do you understand? Hmm. So you understand the use case now. Now, assuming I want to add something to it, so, if I want to convert it to number, I can say total salary is equal to, I told you about type conversion. I can say int salary. This is salary. I'm iterating to salary. I convert each of them to salary. So I can print total salary, right? Because do you know why? Because I'm splitting with this, and there was no such. So, and it's in form of a string. Can you see it? So now say we want to add this thing. We want to add bonus. God's going to go what? Bonus plus bonus, because you need to convert it before you do this add. Otherwise, it will give you error. You get the gist. Can you see it? So you know the use case now. So concatenating a string, that's to just join two strings together. It will just combine them together. You understand the use case of this one? Hmm. Look at this. It's still formatting a string. So you can use format to format a string. Maybe you want to pass something here. You understand? I can say salary details is equal to total salary is, if I put this one there. You understand? If I now say print salary if I say salary details dot format, I have to pass. You understand? You do you get what we are saying? Anywhere in this, anywhere in this guy, any curly brace, open and curly brace, it will replace it with what this. We are replacing it with actual value. Can you see? The total salary is this. Okay, let's add something. Let's say, and let's say normal salary is, let me put this. Let me say bonus is, and sure you get the gist. That means we need to pass a normal salary, we need to have pass bonus. Yes, we can go ahead to write it directly. So uh let me say this one is uh, salary convert. You understand? Total salary is equal to salary convert plus bonus. You understand? So that we can say normal salary is equal to what? Salary convert. And sorry, I don't want to put it. I want to put it in the format. Normal salary is equal to salary convert. And this one is equal to what? Bonus, right? And this one is equal to total. So that means how many, when you format a string, it has to be in the order. This first one is for this second one is for this third this one is for this. So if you run it now, you see it. Can you see? Normal salary is this, bonus is this, and total salary is what? This. Shey you understand it now? Yes, you can do that. And there is something you can actually pass the value directly. Instead of using this format, there is F function we can actually use again to do the format. So that is the example. You may decide to pass value directly. I want to pay, maybe you want to change it order. You understand? Normally you're supposed to pass it this way. This one supposed to be for this one supposed to be for this one. But as it is now, this one will be the first. You understand? Two will be the what? Right. Zero will be the quantity. So it will change like that. You understand this thing? You can escape character in the string. Maybe you can escape character. If you want to escape character, just go and try this one. This escape character is not. They have a method in the string, capitalize. Go and try all this count. We have length to determine the length, but I can actually go ahead to say length is general. It's general for, you can use length for any other one as well, any other thing as well. You understand? But if I say print welcome message dot count, always know that a method will have this opening and close bracket. What is this saying? Take at least one argument. I have not returned the number of times. Oh, sorry. When we are counting, we can say W. How many times does W occur in that string? Zero. Okay, let me say welcome message is equal to testing data is pretty good. So let me say, how many times does A occur? Two times, right? How many times does I occur? Two times. You can go and test all those. How many times does T occur? There are cases where I will give you something that, okay, try to count the number of occurrences in a string. Capitalize the first upper left. Go and try all these things. When you click them, try everything. I mean everything here, so that you know that they exist. Even if you want to use them and you forget about using them, you can check documentation. But you should know that this thing really what exists. So that is the exercise I want you to go and work on. If you know don't understand any of the method, then let me know. All right. So we stop for now.